We saw Krishna's first words of the Gita was, Kutasya kashmalamidam. Where is this dirt come from? And the dirt he's talking about is our I don't want to. Our resistance to do what we know needs to be done, what we know to be good. And yesterday we saw that finally Arjuna asked, what is Shreyas? And we spent the entire class yesterday reflecting on Shreyas. What is Shreyas? What is the best for everyone? Not one person, not just me and mine, but everyone. And best for everyone is the best for me. As we reflect on the scriptures, we see that we are bodies, we are minds, we are intellects, but essentially, lifetime after lifetime, we are essence, we are soul. And that essence is the same. The self in me is the self in you. And so when I'm doing what's best for everyone, only then am I really doing what's best for me. And it can't be that I hurt you is the best for me. I can't feel full happiness knowing somebody else is hurt by that process. Sometimes we'll think, we can't be so sensitive also. In this world, everything keeps law of the jungle, right? Everyone is somebody's food. So, hey, we can't be too sensitive either. Yeah. Sure. But that's at the level of body. Yeah. Not at the level of essence. Yeah. At the level of essence, at the level of soul, yes, body is perishing. That mind also doesn't matter. Let mind also perish. So, when the more we expand our heart, the more we ourselves feel love and joy, the more we feel this fullness of our existence. And sometimes even physically, if you have indigestion and you haven't eaten properly, but you feel bloated and full, and then it's not a satisfied full. Because small space got full. And it's large, that fullness. The heart has to be, for us to really enjoy fullness, heart has to be large, open. And we make it small, again, out of fear to protect ourselves. If we keep it too open, others will hurt us. But the walls we build to protect us and keep hurt out also keep us locked in. It keeps others out, but we are also locked in. We've lost our freedom as well. So these walls, when we open our heart, these walls melt away, and only then are we truly feeling fullness. So yesterday we saw Arjuna's question. What is Shreyas? We didn't see Krishna's answer, right? So this is the teaching now. Krishna already spoke, asking, from where was this despondency come? Where is this whinging come from? Why are you behaving like this? That was the first thing that Krishna said. Surprise that Arjuna has found himself in this predicament. And sometimes it's enough. Sometimes, when a person's in a good frame of mind, you just look at them like this and they already know, okay, 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 and they behave properly. But sometimes not. Sometimes they're not getting it. They're not in that receptive frame of mind. The emotion has too far gone. And so here Krishna starts his teachings. I think I chanted 2 verses yesterday. No, I didn't chant a single verse yesterday because the glasses are hard to put on. That is why I am not chanting. But the first verse that Krishna teaches is Ashokanan Vashochastvam. You are grieving for that which should not be grieved for. We can focus just on this. What is Krishna saying? The first thing Krishna is saying is, right now, are we grieving? No. Are we happy? Very? Right this minute? Generally in your life? Generally you are happy? So I should take the next verse. Ashochanan. Maybe grief is a strong word. Yeah. Right now, maybe we feel things like disappointed. Stronger? No. Dejected. So its life is not quite going the way we want it to go. All of y'all are very happy individuals. We should just go straight to Satchidananda explanation. Nobody here is sad whatsoever. That's amazing. Ashochanan Vashochastvam. We tend to, in life generally speaking, we tend to get easily upset. We do. You watch even the children. I had a very delicious lunch today with 3 options of desserts. Far too many. The kids, there were kids around, ate dessert number 1. Dil se full piece, had it all over their face. So proof that they ate it and thoroughly enjoyed it. 5 minutes later, they looked at what was going to be given to me for GD, and it was Kit Kat. Can I have Kit Kat? No, you just had. Disappointed already. Why? Life is so unfair. Why can't I have it? You just had. We get easily disappointed. We get easily upset. Actually, you see it in kids more easily than in adults, because in adults we mask it very well. Yeah, we're scrolling through our WhatsApp. Somebody sends, nice. Somebody sends work only. Now more work to do. Why they have to make this comment? And that from happy, it comes down a notch. Now, well, you will all agree with me that we grieve for those things we don't need to grieve for, or you're still going to say you're very happy people? If you're la, then I need not talk on this verse. Small things. Yeah. Causes small agitations in our mind, not big agitations in our mind. Small agitations in our mind. For some of us, that can last a long time. And then we don't even remember what it is that made us upset. We just stay in that slightly disappointed, slightly annoyed mood. Slightly. I'm not saying we're grieving drastic. In fact, most of our spiritual journey is not a drastic emotion. It's these small emotions that don't allow us to experience complete joy. Yeah. And then, I don't know if you all say it here, but many places when you ask people, how are you? Can't complain. Do you all say it here? Whenever I hear somebody say this, it feels like they want to say, I really want to complain, but I can't complain. Like, why can't complain? Because that's not good. How are you good? Great. Doing well. No, can't complain. There's a very different feeling to this word. So, ashocha, not to grieve. Which path is it that we want to take? One that ensures we do not grieve. And so, equipoise, I think I mentioned it even yesterday. This mind that we have is made to be reactive. The nature of the mind is to react. Like magnets. If you have a magnet and then if you have another magnet with a negative and this magnet's a positive, it will get attracted. If the other magnet is also a negative, it gets repelled. It's the nature of the magnet. That's the way the magnet's made. Our minds also made that way. It's made to react. And it's made to react to keep us safe. Something is happening in the world, we assess, we react. Yeah. But now what's happened is we're not reacting to keep ourselves safe. It's not that we're in the jungle and there's, dangerous creature, react, run away. Or there is food, go, secure it. Because now we go supermarket for our food. Everything's very structured, very different. We don't have to use our wits for survival in the same way we live these very urbanized lives. So we have information coming in and the mind is made to react. So now what will the mind react to? Now the mind reacts to what I like and what I don't like. Because the nature of the mind is to react. Even in jungle, mind would react to what I like, what I don't like. But you don't stay. So if you think of caveman in the jungle, you see something pretty. Like, can you stay there for very long? No. You move along. Just nature of the jungle. See something you don't like. Stay there and complain? No. Move along. So nature of the mind is to like things and not like things. That's fine. Nature of the mind is to react to things. That's also fine. Nature of the mind is, it doesn't stay. What doesn't stay? The reaction. Everything. If you see caveman, even the biggest threat, react and then it doesn't stay. Like it ran away from lion or snake, now gone. The thought's gone. The thought's no longer there. Even big things, right? Thought is gone. It liked something, it moved on, thought is gone. So, what's the difference in our life? Mind reacts, it's the same. We have likes and dislikes, it's the same. in our lives, it stays. We don't let it go. We react to like and then stay. We react to dislike and then the mind stays there. Yeah. But the nature of the mind was meant to be react, let go. React, let go. Like, let go. Dislike, let go. Nature of the mind wasn't to hold on. So our reactiveness is not so much the problem as our holding on. Ashochanan, what brings the grief? That we hold on. Unfortunately, we hold. Something small happens, let's say we wake up in the morning, in the busyness of whatever is happening. Maybe you stub your toe, maybe you burnt your toast, or y'all don't make your toast. In Western countries, they burnt their toast. So, you're looking forward to a nice buttered, crunchy toast and now you burnt it. Slightly disappointed. Is this grief? No, it's not grief. Disappointed. Yeah? Or you run out of the house and you forget something. Earpods. Ugh. Right? Slightly disappointed. We could let that thought go. Some of us might let that thought go. But often we haven't taught ourselves to let that thought go. And so we're thinking, such a bad start to the day. And now cranky for the next bit. Now if we're in a cranky mood, chances are something else is going to happen that adds to that mood. Because we've set the mood, haven't we? So we're walking along on the street and somebody bumps us. Of course they bumped us. It's just going to be one of those days. These are not big things. They're small, small things. Yeah. Or we drop whatever it is we're holding and we get annoyed that we dropped it. Okay. Those thoughts stay and stay and stay. The mind's not free. Because we keep holding on to these small things to various degrees. Some of us let them go. Some of us let some things go. We don't let other things go. Like if somebody says something to us, we'll hold on to that. Burnt toast, couldn't care less. But somebody who's a foodie really enjoyed breakfast. Now that's irritating them that they didn't get to have it. Yeah. So different things will affect different people, but a lot of us haven't quite learned to let it go. So what happens is, it collects. Just one drop, one drop, one drop, one drop. It's not big things, small things. And it collects, and it collects, and it collects. And this is what we talk about when our cup is full. Sometimes we'll meet each other and we'll say, "What's wrong?" And they'll say, "The traffic is so bad." Really? That's irritating you that much? Yeah. Somebody said something about who? Your favorite actor. Why they said that? It's annoying you so much? No, it's not. that thing's not annoying you so much. What's annoying you? All the drops that got collected, which we didn't let go. We don't even know. We don't even know what they are, huh? Because are you feeling free? Yeah. Most of us would want to say yes, but most of us aren't. Most of us feel somewhat burdened by life. Little bit. Maybe not a lot burdened by life, but little bit burdened by life. A lot of us feel a lot burdened by life. I have to bring home. I'm supporting in whatever way. Maybe I'm supporting financially. Maybe I'm the one supporting. Everybody has any problem, they come and tell me only. I'm supporting everybody's problems. Yeah. Or an organization or work, we end up feeling somewhat burdened. So we grieve. Not full-fledged grief, disappointment, little irritations, and they collect. Krishna is saying, all these things we don't need to grieve about. It's action, reaction, gone. Don't keep. Action, reaction, gone. Next moment, it shouldn't be there. So how to let it go? How do we let it go? The thought need not continue. Because we repeat thoughts. I say this often. Apparently we have 80,000 thoughts a day. I don't know who counted and was counting a thought. I don't know. Do we actually have 18,000 thoughts a day? I don't know. But this was the interesting bit. 60,000 of the thoughts we think today, out of the 80,000, we already thought earlier or yesterday. 60,000 out of the 80,000 thoughts we already thought. Yeah. So let's say we think somebody we know, a work colleague, the watchman, a sister-in-law, we have the thought, she's so annoying. Then we think that same thought again. She's so annoying. And then we think that same thought again. She's so annoying. Have we let it go? We've not. We've not let it go. In fact, every time we think it, we strengthen it. And Bichari might not be annoying. She's trying to be very caring and affectionate, or trying to be helpful, or maybe just extremely shy, or maybe excitable. Whatever she is, we've strengthened the thought of, she's so annoying. Each time it's a drop. Then after a while, if we think that thoughts enough times, if we think the thought she's annoying enough times, I walk into the room and she's there, I'm annoyed. Did anything happen? No. Absolutely nothing happened. My mood already changed. We grieve over those things we need not grieve over. The mind was never meant to hold that thought. It was supposed to be gone. Yeah. We've started holding those thoughts. Yeah. And then it affects mood, it affects personality, and of course, it affects interaction. Yeah. So, how to let that thought go? In the Gita itself, in a few verses, Krishna's first instruction, his first teaching is, there is nothing to grieve about. His first instruction to do is tam tatiksha swabharata, endure. Why is that Krishna's first instruction? Horrible instruction. We have to endure. The first thing he tells us to do, endure. What does endure mean? Such a daunting word. Example of endure. Let's say there's a smell in the room. Will we sit like this for the whole hour? You will. If there's some smell in the room, or you're walking on the road, let's say not in the room, you pass the gutter, you pass the bin. The smell's there. You're going to get the smell. How much reaction do we have to such a thing? If no reaction, then we've endured it. We react to it, we've not endured it. Why no need to react to it? How long is it going to be there? It comes, it goes. Another very good example. You go to the doctor and you have to get a jab. I don't think any of us like it. Some of us dislike it more. So what will we do? And it's over. Endure. Coming here, the flight was delayed 2.5 hours. We got any choice? Any choice. They already made us bored. So we were already sitting on our seats. Then the engine wasn't working. I don't know why they discovered that after we boarded. So now there's no AC also. On the flight, on the tarmac, 2 hours. Can we do anything? Endure. But endure is not, you just do it. Yeah? It's you do without extreme reaction. Why? And the verse in the Gita it says, it passes. It's not permanent. It's come, it's going to go. Our reaction isn't needed. It's going to go. So it's almost as though only invest your energy in those things that are going to stay. If something's not going to stay, don't invest your energy in it. And this is at the level of physical. How many things stay physically? It comes, it goes, it comes, it goes, it comes, it goes. Why? Because if we react to everything that comes and goes, it will literally be like a yo-yo. Even with temperature, which is usually the example given to us in scriptures, in heat and cold. So, okay, even here, tropical climate of Jakarta, hot. Yeah. You come into a shopping mall, cold. Step out of the shopping mall to get into your car, hot. Step into your car, hopefully driver has kept it, cold. Step out of the car, hot. Step into your house, depends on how you like it. Either hot or cold. You kept changing? Are you going to react every time? Some do, huh? It's hot, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. Then you get into the car, cold. Get out of the car, so hot, so hot, so hot, so hot, so hot, so hot. Get into the shopping mall, cold. So much energy. So much energy that's going to take up. Whereas react. It's hot, is it going to last? It's not going to last, don't bother reacting to it. It's cold, it's not going to last, don't bother reacting to it. So what's worth reacting to? Interesting question. What's worth reacting to? What do we react to the most? People. Food, TV, fashion trends, Instagram. We react, right? We react to it. I remember I was watching one of my youth go through her Instagram, and she liked, then she looked, she didn't like. I'm like, why you didn't like that picture? No, they don't deserve it. These are all pictures of her friends, huh? Like, on what basis did you decide that this picture doesn't deserve your like? No. So we'll react. We'll react to Instagram, we'll react to TV, we'll react to pleasures such as food, desserts, health. This is very healthy. So, we react. Yeah. But the thing we react the most to is people. Why? They're the most important. People are the most important. That's why we react the most to people. What gives life worth, what gives life depth, is people. But the mind wasn't meant to hold. Even with people, it wasn't meant to hold. There's a dialogue recently I read in the Mahabharata. Yudhishthira, after the Mahabharata war, is extremely upset. Extremely, extremely upset. Understandable. What was the number? 4.5 million people died in the Mahabharata war. That's no small number of people. And only 7 people on the Pandava side survived and 3 people on the Kaurava side. So 4.5 million people have died and only 10 people have survived this war. And on the last day, when Yudhishthira is doing the Anta Samskars for all these bodies, Kunti drops another bombshell on him and tells him, Karna was your brother. And Yudhishthira's grief is so immense. He goes, Yudhishthira is actually the hero of the Mahabharata because his purity, his devotion, his clarity of thought, his determination to stay truthful to dharma is phenomenal. Really, when you read the Mahabharata, you really see his glory. And he's so distraught. This is not small grief like how I'm talking about. This is proper, full-on grief. And Krishna tells Yudhishthira, you need to drop this grief or it will make you sick. So clear. It's written so clear. When was Mahabharata war? More than 5,000 years ago. Conversation between Krishna and Yudhishthira. You need to drop this emotion or it makes you sick. Yeah. Today we know how many diseases are caused by our emotions. And which emotions cause the most amount of disease? Fear. Number one. The emotion that causes the maximum number of diseases, variety. The maximum variety of diseases you can have is from fear. Second, stress is fear only. Stress is fear only. Everybody understands how stress is fear only? Correct. Anger. Anger causes a lot of diseases. And then this one, Yudhishthira is talking specifically about sadness. Why are these emotions causing diseases? Krishna said it so clearly. Because we hold on to them. The mind was never meant to hold on to them. Emotions are valid. We are emotional beings. We are social beings. We will have emotions. It's fine to have the emotion. Each emotion serves a purpose. And the purpose is never long. It's always immediate. And then drop. Have the reaction to the circumstance. And then drop. It's almost like when we start the next day, when we wake up in the morning, it should be blank. Blank of what? Emotion. Not blank of knowledge. Everything you learned yesterday, please hold on to. Knowledge should stay. That's intellect. That's not mind. And knowledge is not a reaction we're having. Knowledge is asset that we are accumulating. It's it's our treasure. Knowledge we don't let go of. But every morning when we wake up, we're meant to wake up with blank slate of emotion. Never mind, wake up in the morning. Go to bed at night. We're meant to go to bed at night already. Drop everything. Drop. No need to sleep having any emotion. All reactions over. You're in your bed, comfortably. Usually in a nice AC room. Soft doona, nice pillow. And if you really fancy, some lavender essence. What need is there for emotion? At that moment when you're going to sleep. Day is over, everything's over. We were supposed to react and leave it. The zebra ran away from the lion. It didn't carry the lion with him the whole time. Now it's happily grazing in the field, happily drinking water. We also, when to react, drop it there. By the time we go to bed at night, it should be blank already. No emotion. And then you'll sleep peacefully. Do you know, statistically speaking, I think it's only something like less than 10% of us fall asleep the minute our head touches the pillow. Are you one of those lucky people? Your head touches the pillow and you fall asleep. Oh, in this room, more than 10%. But globally, less than 10% of the world's population will fall asleep when head touches pillow. Then I think it's something like 20% of the world take about 10 minutes, and then they'll sleep. And there's at least 20% of the world's population that takes more than an hour to fall asleep. After head touches pillow, lights go off. And then there's those really lucky ones who just don't sleep. The mind just keeps thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. What are you thinking about? Why aren't I sleeping? Thinking about why I am not sleeping is keeping them awake, and it's true, huh? Anyone who has insomnia, you ask them what they're thinking about, and they're thinking about why aren't I sleeping? I know, I used to work as a psychologist. Constantly calculating, if I sleep now, I'll get 2 hours sleep. Oh no, now I'll only get 1 hour 45 minutes of sleep. Then that thought just keeps them awake. We can't even drop that thought. Yeah. This line, we are grieving for what we should not be grieving for. What are we grieving for? So much of what we are grieving for is unnecessarily holding on to a thought. And the thought that we hold on to the most, who can guess? Of course, we hold on to desire. I am right. That's the thought we hold on to the most. Why are you holding on to this thought? Because I was right. Okay, but the incident is over. Sometimes the person's dead also. Sometimes not, God bless. Sometimes they are though, huh? And we still upset about it. Why? I was right. I am right. And so, we haven't dropped the thought, we haven't dropped the emotion, and the mind is still reacting. The mind's meant to react. For how long? Few seconds. Mind is doing its job. It reacted. Mind is supposed to drop the reaction. This we forgot to do. And we hold on. And then we grieving. What are we grieving? That nobody else appreciated that I am right. Everybody should have recognized that I am right, especially the one who was wrong should have recognized that I was right or am. What are we grieving? Not getting attention. What are we grieving? Not getting the things we desired. Yeah. Think about the things we are grieving. Yeah. Didn't get a particular relationship, didn't get a particular promotion, didn't get a particular car spot, didn't get that house, didn't get to be thin this lifetime, didn't get to have straight teeth, didn't get to have sometimes big things, children. Then you're all thinking now they can grieve. They didn't get to have children. No. You don't get to grieve. You didn't get to have it, you didn't get to have it. Play with everyone else's children. No, you're being too mean. No, I'm not. Why? Because Krishna is saying don't even grieve about death. Krishna is telling Yudhishthira not to grieve about 4.5 million people dying in the Mahabharata war. Do I get to grieve about me not fulfilling my desire? It's not valid. It's just not valid. Am I never allowed to be sad? Yeah, you can be sad. And then drop it. Drop what? The sadness. Am I never allowed to be angry? Yes, of course. Please get. Yes, getting sad is reacting, getting angry is reacting. Nature of the mind is it will react. Healthy mind then drops it. Will I get angry? Yes. Drop. How long am I allowed to be angry? 3 minutes, I think, is enough. You're laughing. I'm not. Sad, you allowed to be a little bit longer. But also not so long. And please remember, we're comparing it to death. Beginning of the Mahabharata war is when the Gita is taught, and that's when Krishna is saying, there's nothing to grieve. Arjuna is saying, but all these people are going to die. Yes. Actually, Krishna knows very well. And they do die. Not even like it's a maybe they'll die. No. So often in our life, it's a maybe I won't get. Maybe they don't like me. This is for sure. They're going to die. Especially people like Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya, because the war cannot end without them dying. And this is where Krishna is saying, you're grieving for those things that should not be grieved for. Krishna is saying you're grieving about death. And so what are we grieving for? Will definitely fall under the category of need not be grieved for. I'm going to repeat, you allowed to grieve. Krishna didn't say that. He's just saying, don't hold on to it. Because it makes you sick. Now you're going to think sick means something like high blood pressure, cholesterol, of course the big cancer. Yes, physically also the emotions make us sick. But we have now today very popular word that you're all very familiar with called mental health. I don't know if it's so popular here in Jakarta, but now in America, you can call into work and say, I'm taking a mental health day, which means I don't feel like coming into work today. This is new level. And I was in Australia, as I mentioned yesterday, and kids can call a mental health day for school. Why are you not going to school today? So actually they wanted to hang with me, terrible. So I was like, how did you not go to school? I told them I needed a mental health day. I was like, how can you just do that? No, it's true. Being with you is very good for my mental health. I was flabbergasted. My mind totally reacted. Illness is not just physical. Illness is when we get into these patterns of behavior that take us away from our divine nature. So, obsessive. Yeah. Nervous. Why are we nervous? That's a permanent state of fear. Yeah. Then people have full-blown anxiety attacks. So painful. The younger generation, we're seeing more and more and more of this. Why? We simply haven't learned to let go. The thought's there, let it go. How? The thought can't last when the event doesn't last. The thought's related to an event. The event didn't last. Why is the thought lasting? See the logic? My mind is meant to react to what's in front of me. What's in front of me keeps changing. If I don't let that thought go, if I don't let that reaction go, the mind is stuck. Already that is disease. Mind is not meant to be stuck. Mind by definition is a flow of thoughts. It's meant to continue. It's meant to be moving. And for us to continuously train ourselves, let it go. But it matters. It actually doesn't. And if it matters, it will come again. Yeah, really, promise. I promise you, if it matters, it will come again. You don't have to hold on to it. So, in our thought, am I annoyed? Am I disappointed when I didn't get what I want? Yeah. Am I frustrated, despondent, whatever word you want to use? That is shoka. Krishna's telling us, ashoka. There's this beautiful, all our stories are so beautiful. In the Ramayana, Sita ji is kidnapped. I saw the cutest video of a 3-year-old telling the Ramayana today in Hindi. And she said, Ravana, my Hindi is not so good, picked up Sita and took her away. Utha diya. It just like, it made kidnap seem so much more pleasant. Of course, it was nowhere near present. But we know, Ravana abducted Sita, correct word. Where did Sita stay in Lanka? Do you all remember? Ashoka Vatika. The name of the garden is Ashoka, where there is no grief. And in the Ashoka Vatika, where was Sita sitting? Do you all know? Don't know the Ramayana that well? Under the Ashoka tree. Ashoka tree is this beautiful big tree. In fact, the whole garden was named after this tree. But she is sitting in the garden called No Sorrow. She's sitting in the garden of no sorrow. Under the tree of no sorrow. Where? In Lanka. Having been kidnapped by Ravana. And what is she doing in the garden where there is no sorrow? Sitting on the tree of no sorrow. She is crying. Have you all not seen Sita ji sitting under this tree, knees up to her chin, forehead inside, weeping? You've seen? She's crying where? Where there is no sorrow. How is that possible? Ravana has kidnapped her and taken away from Ram. Shouldn't she be sorrowful? You all think she should be sorrowful? You do think she should be sorrowful? Sita is incarnation of Lakshmi Devi. Lakshmi is, y'all gonna all say wealth. What's our greatest wealth? This is a good test. Let's see Jakarta's level of understanding. What's our greatest wealth? Knowledge. Very good. One more. Very good. It is a great wealth. But more than that, that helps give us peace of mind. Come on, guys. What's our greatest wealth? This is why we don't have it. Y'all don't even know what it is. Um, you're gonna make me cry now, like Sita ji. I'm gonna start crying. Is somebody saying it and I can't hear it? Guru is our greatest wealth. I can't argue with that. You people love. Love. Love is our greatest wealth. Even more than knowledge. Although I will not argue with you that knowledge is our greatest wealth. Because with love you'll get knowledge. Even Krishna himself promises in the 10th chapter of the Gita, you have enough love, I'll give you knowledge. Sita ji, Lakshmi Devi, sitting in Ashoka Vatika. Is she away from Ram? When we have love, can the person we love be far? Her every breath is Ram. Every breath she breathes under that Ashoka tree, she's saying Ram. Her every thought is Ram. If her every breath is Ram and her every thought is Ram, she can be sorrowful? Sita Devi, who is Lakshmi ji herself, greatest wealth is knowledge. Does she not know this? Then why is she crying? Leela. Do y'all know what this word means? When a little kid comes to you bringing an empty cup, saying, I made you tea. What do you and I do? So yummy. Leela. When they jump out in front of you and say, boo, you saw them, you knew what they were going to do. You act, you scared me. What are we doing? Leela. Why we do this with the kids? To make them happy. Why Sita ji and Ram ji all did this? Little bit more than to make us happy, to make us learn. Was Sita ji sad? She was crying because that's what you and I do. But to show us she's not really sad, they made her sit under a Ashoka tree and named the garden Ashoka Vatika. Why they had to do that? They can name the garden anything, no? Lanka garden. Named the garden Ashoka. She cannot have grief. She cannot. Her every breath is Ram. We are grieving for that which we need not grieve for. When Hanumanji came with the message, Hanumanji says to Sita ji, he's very cute. You don't have to wait for Ramji, I'll take you back. And Sitaji looks at him because Sukshma Rupadari Siya Dikava. He came so small in front of her. Sitaji is thinking he's going to take me back. So Hanumanji sees this expression on Sitaji's face and becomes big. And says, Seema, I can carry you. I'm very big. I'm very strong. It's very easy for me to carry you back. Let me only take you back. Now, if you're really in grief, wouldn't she have gone? If you sitting there crying and somebody says, let me take you, won't you go? Did Sitaji go? How come she didn't go? It wasn't real grief. She cannot feel real grief. She knows Ram is her very essence. She knows she can never be separated from Ram. Playing. The grief was playing. She could let it go like this. You know, in the forest, I should stop now, but this is a nice point. Ramchandraji is crying for Sitaji. When Sitaji was kidnapped, Ramchandraji is walking through the forest and he's crying, my Sita's been taken away from me. I don't know if you all know this incident. At that point, Parvati ji disguises herself as Sita Maya and comes in front of Ramchandraji. Now, if he's crying so much, saying, where is my Sita? And suddenly somebody comes in front of him looking like Sita, immediately he is composed, 0 tears. Immediately he folds his hands together and bows down and says, Mother, how come you here without father? Meaning Parvati ji, how come you here without Lord Shiva? He was crying 2 seconds ago. With so much composure, he can now talk. Means, was that grief real? Only showing us that we also cry so much unnecessarily. There's nothing to grieve about. Sure, the mind will react, have the emotion, drop. No matter what it is you're grieving about, drop. The longer you hold on to it, the more miserable you make yourself. Yeah. You're no longer playing. You get heavy, bogged down. We meant to be light. We meant to be joyful. Yeah. The thoughts are not meant to stick. Grief is a natural emotion. When it comes, acknowledge that it's a natural emotion. And then drop. Every night, Pujya Gurudev would recommend that we introspect before going to sleep. Think, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? Remind yourself. But the Lord is there. The Lord is there to look after universes upon universes upon universes. And I am but a dot in one dot. Our whole universe is but a dot in all the universes that the Lord is looking after. He can definitely handle my problems. And they only problems because I'm holding on to that thought. The problem is just a thought. The solution is let it go. You're thinking all my problems are so real? No, they're not. They just a thought. We'll pause here for today. Anybody has any questions? I didn't say why death is also not such a big problem. I assumed a lot of you all have studied Gita before and know that we don't die. In case that was your question.
Hello?
Even death is just passing. So cool when you think about it that way. Yes.
No, I just wanted to say thank you for sharing all of that. I do really strongly believe that, stored emotions affect you, and
yes, stored emotions do affect us.
a source of disease. And
Yeah.
but I guess what I wanted to know is, what about unprocessed emotions that people have held on to for years? So even growing up, for example, or just even in our parents' generation, I think a lot of them were not taught to how to deal with their emotions, and a lot of it was suppressed or just shoved under the rug. So now 20-30 years later, it's how do we deal with that, that unprocessed emotions or unprocessed trauma, I guess, that is also in our body.
So the emotion is not necessarily unprocessed. Usually there's no reconciliation of the event or with the person, and we feel something is incomplete. But emotions don't need to be complete. Emotions are literally like waves. And if you watch waves in the ocean, some of them don't take full shape. Some of them just, and then they're gone. And that's perfectly fine. So an emotion doesn't have to reach culmination and then be washed away. So the concept of an unprocessed emotion is not the emotion that has to get processed, but rather my reaction to an event. So I haven't completely processed my hurt. Like that person hurt me, maybe I don't understand it, maybe I still don't believe it, maybe I'm in denial about it, or it still hurts so much that I haven't been able to let it go. And it will usually be hurt. Even anger is nothing but hurt. And so these are the ones we keep, right? Pain and anger. The solution to things that we are holding on to, which is way in the past, is forgiveness. And when we say the word forgiveness, we have understood that we have to forgive the person that has hurt us, but not necessarily. Sometimes we have to forgive life for being the way it is. Like during COVID, so many things didn't happen that we expected to happen, and it was just nobody's fault. And so who am I forgiving? God? COVID? And global circumstances? But the forgiveness is there for whatever I've attributed the pain to. Or even if a person has hurt me, the forgiveness is not of the person as an entirety. It's that I forgive you for hurting me. So you're not off the hook for all your karma, and I don't think you're a wonderful person now. But for hurting me, I forgive you. We think forgiveness means now we like them. No, you don't have to like them. But forgiveness to be complete You let it go, so you no longer think of them. So the way to reconcile any emotions that have been lingering from the past is forgiveness, either of a person, either of a circumstance, and very often even ourselves. Sometimes we feel, I allowed myself to be cheated. I allowed myself to get fooled. Yeah. I saw signs. I didn't listen. Yeah. And so sometimes we have to forgive ourselves. And forgiveness isn't a one-time event. What does that mean? You can't think, okay, I forgive. Forgiveness is a layered inward journey. And so the first time I really fill my heart and think of the Lord and think I want to free myself of pain, therefore I forgive you, then I possibly could have forgiven the person 20 out of 100. So have I forgiven? Yes. 20. So 80 is still there. So I'll have to go back. Fill my heart with love, think of the Lord, think of my well-being, be ready and say, I forgive you. This time, maybe I've accomplished 40. Maybe this time I've accomplished only 10. Because we're not always ready to let go of our pain. So then it's repeated attempts to forgive and repeated attempts to let go of that pain. And so forgiveness is usually more than one time event. Forgive as much as you can right in this moment, and then through reflection, through connecting to the higher, we prepare ourselves and forgive more. And connection to the divine is very important in our process of forgiving. Because to let go of something, we usually need something else to hold on to. It can be the form of the Lord, or it can be the concept of freedom, well-being.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hari Om Swamini ji.
Hari Om.
The question is a simple one. Why didn't Sita ji go with Hanumanji then? He said she saw he grew big.
Yes.
And she was not that unhappy in her sense, like.
Correct.
So why didn't she go with him?
Sita ji wasn't the only person being held captive. Ravana had stolen from many people. He was keeping many people who didn't want to be there in Lanka. Not in the same way as her, maybe. Maybe as servants, maybe as soldiers in the army. There were many, many, many people in Lanka who were being bullied, so to say, by Ravana. He had also taken many things from things and people. Sita ji, yesterday in the class we spoke about greater good. Not only what's good for me, but what's good for everyone. Sita ji, being the mother of the earth, would not only want her freedom. She would want the freedom from everyone who is being persecuted from Ravana. If Hanumanji took just Sita ji away, she'd be free. Ravana can still do all his dadagiri with everyone else. Only when Ramchandra ji comes to Lanka and the battle is fought and Ravana is defeated, can everyone be free. And the whole earth be free from Ravana's persecution. That's why Sita ji didn't go with Hanumanji.
Thank you.
But also, as a wife, she gave the glory of freeing her to her husband. It's the husband's dharma to protect. And so let him have that place. But the main reason was, it wasn't only about her. But in Dharma Shastra, this is also pointed out. Right? Not that I need not be impatient. Let the right person do the right duty. And Ravana as a king, he did some punya also. He deserved to be defeated by a king. Even that much love she will have for all her children. Ravana is not such a good kid in this case, but she will still give that love and respect. Yeah. All emotion.
Positive,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
positive goals and ambitions and
Yeah.
even if we want to serve, that's also a thought. So
Values we don't let go of,
yes.
and our nature we don't let go of. Our nature is love, we never let go of that.
Okay.
Our nature is peace, we never let go of that. And values we don't let go of.
And goals and ambitions.
Those we can sometimes let go of.
So every night, like sometimes they say, like a very famous Infosys CEO, like Narayan Krishnamurti, he said, if it's your ambition, you like live it, you breathe that success, then only you reach that goal. So if we let go, how will we, go forward?
When the Lord's my goal, every other goal gets taken care of.
Okay.
I know, slightly different to what management gurus are saying.
No, I'm sorry, but even if it's like, if it's for me right now, I'm into music, so it's my goal. Okay, I have to do this raga.
Yeah.
So that if I let go, I agree with you.
So
Let go at night.
sometimes
Yes.
because I'm so determined, I can't sleep because I'm keep thinking that.
I can't sleep, but if I don't keep
Next
focus,
morning when you wake up and you have to practice, you practice.
also let go as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you have to do the thing, you go back to it. You focused. You concentrated. You efficient.
Okay.
And then when you're with your kid, let go of that. Be with the kid. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामय सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः